Hey everyone, Ray here with Rinksworks. Today's project, the spray and bed liner. Came out really nice. I'm really happy with it for the most part. Um, so if you want to see how I did it, stay tuned and I'll show you. And then I'll finally be able, after this thing dries for a few days, to put on the rack that we made back on the truck and be done with this thing. So stay tuned, let's spray this bed. Alright, so first step in this whole process is scuffing up the existing paint. And I'm just using 180 grit sandpaper, and I'm not sanding it pretty or anything. All I'm doing is scuffing it up like that. And all we're doing is giving the a little tooth to it so that the primer can stick to it. So you can see I've done that so far, and that's all I'm doing, just quick going over it. So we'll get the whole bed done. And this is the fun part. Just kidding. This is the sucky part. So, alright, I'm going to finish that now. Alright, I need to keep plugging away on this. You can see where I'm at. Because I got the whole bed up to right there. I just got this much more to go. And I think I said that this was the sucky part, or the not fun part. I have noticed that the more you go, the longer you do it, it does not get any more fun. So anyway, I'm going to continue on not having fun and get this done. Whew. Done. Sucky part's over. Okay, notice the tape line that I have going around. That's where the bed line is going to go to. So I wanted to have a good crisp line to sand to. I'll have to take it back off, because when we clean this up, the tape will get ruined. So let me get the vacuum out now, vacuum all this up, and then we'll get it cleaned up. Oh, all right, that was tiring. We got it all vacuumed out. Now it's time to take a quick break, and we're ready to primer. So I'll just take 5 minutes. What? 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking for. Oh. Guess we have more cleaning to do. Alright, since you guys said I had to clean this again, I'm using acetone. It's pretty cheap. It works excellent for stuff like this. And I'm going to use a whole bunch of rags. And get it all wiped down. So, if it was warmer outside, I would take this out and blow it off with the air hose, which wouldn't make a huge difference, but it would make some difference. But it's December in Colorado, and it's cold outside, and it's 9 o'clock at night. So I'm not going to do that because I don't like being cold. So the plan is I'm going to get this all wiped down. It's going to take a couple wipe downs to get all this off. And then try to get it masked off and ready to shoot the primer first thing in the morning. And what I'll do is it's nice and warm in the shop, so I will have it nice and warm in here, get the primer ready, open the door, fans behind me blowing out, or in and out that back window. I'm not sure yet, kind of depends on the wind. And shoot it, get the bulk of the fumes out, close the door, warm it up, and then shoot it one more time. Then by that time the sun should be out. We're supposed to get into the around 60 tomorrow. If I can get this out in the sun, and then shoot the bed liner, because I'm not shooting it in here, because that bed liner goes everywhere and it sticks to everything and it will not come off. So that's the plan. So I'm gonna get this all wiped down now, cleaned up, try to get it masked off, and then we'll come back and shoot primer. Well, you can see how it's going. So it's just a little time consuming. You know, somebody asked me, why do you cut the sleeves off your shirt? Your arms aren't that impressive. Well, that's true. They're not that impressive. But what is impressive is I've never purchased a rag in my life. I just use sleeves. Alright, it's been wiped down several times. It's all clean on the inside. Now I'm going to remask the outside. I'm not going to touch this with my fingers because oils on my fingers. But you can see where I sanded to, I think. So now I'm going to remask all the way around the bed so we can shoot it for primer. Keeping my fingers out of the area to be painted, so to keep the oils off. And I'm just trying to get this nice and straight. So we have a good line. Okay, I used that 1/4 inch green tape to make a good line, and then I just put a layer of 1 inch tape just to give me something to tape the plastic to. So looks like that all the way around now. So I got the truck in neutral, and because I want to take it outside to spray the other stuff on it, the bed liner itself, because that stuff is really toxic. So I got the truck in neutral. I can just pull out this block and shove it out when we're ready to do that. And hopefully there's no wind, because if there's any wind at all, this plastic is just that lightweight crap that will be a huge pain if it's windy. But I learned when we did my friend Jeff's truck, we did the roof of his truck, and we masked it off pretty well, but that stuff still got everywhere, so that's why I'm being so meticulous about this. And this tape doesn't hold worth the crap, so I'll probably come back through with just a few pieces of duct tape. Okay, I think I got it all masked off. I went back through some Gorilla tape. As you can see, that's the black tape. You can see this stuff doesn't even stick to it. Plastic, hardly. The Gorilla tape's not going anywhere. So, the only thing is I forgot to do, which is kind of a screw up on my part, is I was going to run some cardboard down the back of this just so I could protect down there a little better. So I was just going to have the cardboard draped down in there, and I forgot to do it before I buttoned up this tailgate. So now I'm going to have to get in there. I'm going to take my shoes off because, of course, this is all clean. And then just put some cardboard down in there to protect down below behind the bed. All right, we're ready to go. This is the primer that they say to use for that stuff. I'm going to shoot 2 coats on. I used this before, it worked really good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the garage door. I've got 3 fans. I've got the window open in the back. I have a fan, I'll put it on high. I got another fan over here and another one over here. I'm going to have them all blowing outward and get the first coat on here, hopefully get the fumes out, close it down, warm it up, and then shoot the second coat. I've got another primer shaken up because I don't know how much this will do. So I got another one ready to go. And I'm going to use a step stool. I'm going to try to paint the insides of the rails first, by leaning over, and then I'll do the top at the very end so that I don't stick my arm in it or whatever. So here we go. I bought 4 cans of this stuff. I'm going to be lucky to get it all covered. All right, here's 2 cans of primer. That's what it covered. Guess how many cans of primer I bought? 4. So I'm hoping that a very light coat is enough because that's all I'm going to end up getting on this thing. Now I think there's some speculation of whether you even need to primer it or not, especially if you don't have any bare metal spots. If you have bare metal, you definitely do. But if you don't, I think you're good enough just scuffing and not using the primer. But anyway, that's what 2 cans get you. Let me shake up the other 2 now and get the rest of it sprayed best I can. All right, there it is. So that's what 4 cans got me. Pretty thin coat. I don't know why I'm having such issues with this thing focusing lately. So what I did once I realized that I was not going to have enough primer to give it like really good coats, I started concentrating on just the areas that were bare metal because that's what really needs to be covered anyway. So if you're going to try to do this the way I'm doing it, and you have just a small truck like this one, I would say you probably need 8 cans of primer if you want to get good coverage all the way. I got a thin coat on everything, but I just after a while stopped stopped trying to turn the green into gray because it was clear that I wasn't going to have enough. So everything has a light coat on it. And I think that'll be fine because, again, you can actually spray this without a primer except on bare metal. So my thought was sand everything down, get a good coat of primer on everything because there's tons of scratches on this thing anyway, and then spray it. But I don't know, it was a lot of work and not enough primer. And I bought the primer a while back. I don't remember how much it was. I'm sure it wasn't $2.99 a can. So I don't know. Well, for now, I'm going to just shove this thing outside. Luckily, I was smart enough to put it in neutral last night since I can't get in the thing now. And I'm just going to shove it out of the garage and out into the sun. Give it a little time to bake. Thank goodness. It's a nice day today, so I should be able to spray. And I see no wind at the moment, so try to get it going as soon as I can. I'm going to shove this outside. I got nobody to steer, so hopefully I have the wheel set where I want it, which is just a little bit to the left as it goes out the door. Perfect. That's right about where I want it. That worked out better than it could have. So I'll let that dry in the sun for a bit. All right, so here's the stuff. So came with a gun I got to put together. That's the pickup tube, and it comes even with a little pressure regulator. And luckily I have fittings laying around, so I can fit it right to my air system. I did notice these are 24-ounce cans. This is 8-ounce cans of hardener, and this is a 32-ounce can. And according to the mixing instructions, per volume, coating A, which I'm assuming is coating, 28 ounces to 8 ounces of hardener. And these are 24 ounces. You'd think they'd be 28 ounces? Whatever. I'm sure putting a little extra hardener is not going to hurt anything. So, but 1 can per 1 can. And then depending on how much I have to do, I'll pour this into a can to measure the 8 ounces. So let's get the gun set up. Hopefully there's no oil in that gun, and maybe I should shoot some acetone through it or something. But let me get the gun put together. I'm going to use some thread tape on the threads. So I'll get that set up and we'll get ready to shoot. And the wind is starting to pick up just a little bit, I notice. So I actually had to do some more taping of the plastic in the front because it was flying up, and of course that's what's going to happen. But we'll try to get this done before it gets too windy out. I might have told you wrong. Don't put thread tape here because this connects to it, and that's not the kind of fitting that you need thread tape for. But the other side, to put this on here, that's where we use the thread tape. All right, I got the gun put together, and it says to spray between 40 and 60 psi. So I'm gonna get it set up now. Hopefully this cheap China shit works okay. So we want to set it while it's running. So right now you see it's like over 85. But for the spray, I got about 42 now. Probably just put it at 50 right in the middle. All right, it's about 50. We're gonna leave it there. Hopefully this works good enough. All right, here we go. So the primer has been dried. I think we're ready to go. We're gonna mix this, basically 1 can of this to a can of this, and then shake it for 2 minutes, connect your gun, and go for it. So since this also came like so, because I had 6 cans, so this would be worth 4 of these. When I empty one of these, or 2 of them, or whatever, I'll fill these up. I'll find out, make sure I know how much the level is. I'll fill those up to use it for the remaining can. I better have enough of this stuff. I bought 6 cans thinking I'd have plenty left over to shoot the underside of the Nova with. My hands are shaky because of spraying rattle cans of primer. That's tough on the. It's not good ergonomically. Do not get this stuff on you because it won't come off. So it's got a foil thing there. I guess I just break that foil open. This is the first time I've used this stuff like this. I've only shot it out of rattle cans, which is a huge pain. And who knows, maybe this will be a pain too. I guess I'm just digging away at this thing. I'm just sort of pushing that foil aside. I don't know. So it looks like it's filled up to about here. And I know you can add colorant to some of these, or to this, I believe, which we're not doing. So we're just adding a can of this now. I forgot how toxic this shit was. It's really potent. Whew. I should already have my respirator on. So I'm going to dump this in and shake it for 2 minutes. If I just hold it in my hands as shaky as they are right now, I should be able to shake it up pretty good. And I forgot to look and see how full this was, of course. Then I have one more to go. So it says to clean the gun between cans. So you clean it with acetone. So I have acetone at the ready. All right, I'm going to shake this for 2 minutes, and then we'll start spraying. All right, here we go. No turning back now. My plan is to start from the middle, work this way, and then go on the other side and work that way, doing the top rails at the last. So that's the plan. Don't wear your Sunday best when you're doing this, or they will shortly become your Saturday worst. That looks pretty good. Okay, 1 can down. I think we're going to have exactly the right amount. Shaking up the next can now. You can take a look and see how it looks. Looks like bottom of the fender well there might be a little thin. It's kind of hard to see probably through the camera because of the way the sun's shining. But so basically one can got this much. They say 2 coats. So the next can should get most of the rest of the way. And then I'll still have a few cans left. So I'm thinking this is going to work out just about right. Although I'm not going to have any left over like I thought. Okay, so what I did was I just squirted acetone down here to clean out that hole. Once it started coming out pretty much clear, I stopped. The one thing you got to make sure is that this hole right here in the lid, you got to make sure that's clear because that's the vent. So here in a minute, I'll take something and clean it out just a little bit more. I see it's already closed up a little bit. That should be good enough for the cleaning of the gun until the next go around. It says to wait an hour and shoot the next coat. So lucky for me, the breeze was picking up. That's awesome. Came out pretty good. So we'll let it set up for an hour and then we'll shoot the next coat on it and then we'll quickly get it unmasked. So pretty happy with it, I think, so far. I did put my arm in it. So what I've realized is I've got to shoot all of this side first and this side before I shoot any of the tailgate area because that's where I put my arm in it. And, you know, since it's a thick coating, I was able to just shoot it again and cover it up. So that's where we're at. Now, if all goes according to what usually happens to me and my luck, that plastic should break loose at some point and flip over into the bed of the truck and then all get stuck in there. So that's what I'm expecting. We'll see what happens. See you in an hour. So T minus 30 until I can put on the next coat. And what I'm going to do is, I think you can see some green through here. I'm going to concentrate on getting these side walls done really well. I think I did a pretty good job on the floor. So areas that look thin, I'm going to concentrate on those. I'm not going to use any more than two bottles on this. I have 2 bottles already used. So I'll go ahead and fully use 2 more. But I'll shoot that side from over here, and then I'll go on that side and shoot this side. That seems to be the best plan. Some of this might look thin just because of the way the sun's shining on it, but all in all, if this wind doesn't get any worse, hopefully we'll be good to go. So I'm not going to show me spraying it again. We'll just come back at the very end. All right, I just shot the second coat on. Now I'm going to try to quickly unmask this thing so nothing sticks too bad. Hopefully the tape comes off okay. I'm going to be really careful. Hopefully I don't get any wind gusts. All right, bed liner's done. We'll give it a few days to dry. And we'll put the rack we made back on it. Let's see how it looks. I think it came out really nice. I can get this thing to focus. There we go. So, of course, we didn't take the dents out, other than we had a huge one in the tailgate that I took out. But it came out good. Unmasking it was probably one of the hardest parts. Let's open the tailgate and take a look. So there's a cover that goes over that. Hopefully I went far enough with that. The only issue that I have is right here on both sides, because of course I sprayed it with the tailgate closed. So if I was to do it again, I'd probably mask off everything and spray it with the gate open. But I'll either, so I have 2 cans of this left over. I'm going to probably have to order a couple more because I'm going to use the rest of it to spray the underside of the Nova when it's ready. So I'll either shoot that again, although really what I'm thinking of is just because it's such a small area, I might just get some black paint and paint it, because it's not like that area needs protection anyway. So I'll probably just paint it. But there it is. I think I'll leave this one here, and I hope it helps somebody. Oh, the other thing I did mess up, I forgot. These are the holes for the rack I made, and I meant to squish some foam earplugs, and put them in those holes to keep the stuff out, and I forgot. So I'll probably have to tap those holes. No big deal. Just run a tap through them and be done. But there it is. Came out good. Take a few days for it to completely cure. But I'll put it back in the garage for tonight and probably for tomorrow at least, and get it mostly cured. So anyway, hope this helps somebody, and I really appreciate you watching. And if you want to see how I took that dent out of there, that was a huge dent there, you can watch that. And then I'll have a video coming. I'm still editing it on how I made that. And then we'll get back to the Nova, because that's what we're all really liking. So take care. All right, if you know me, you know I can't leave stuff well enough alone. That area there. There, fixed it. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.